Hello out there, and welcome to the Danny.
And Riana show. This is Danny Pena, Riana's husband.
And this is Riana Manuel Pena, Danny's wife. And today we're gonna do a little bit more of a casual episode. It's been a very busy week for us. We can talk about some more of the reasons why very soon. But oh my gosh, Danny, there's so much happening. We are like in the active stage of moving.
Yes, actually, we already sold the house. We're closing actually in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be moving locally here at a rental spot in Los Angeles. We're going to be here until December, and then December officially we're going to DR. Now, our house it's not built yet. It's not done. It's going to take a while, but we're also going to be renting a place over there until the construction of the house is complete. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It is, and we're gonna get into what that means for our current phase of planning in just a second. But
Yeah.
real quick, if you're new here, we are relocating our family, our business, and our lives to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic from here in Los Angeles. And that means lots of lots of changes all at once. We're also having a new addition to our family who will be due to arrive in a couple of months. So if you're excited to follow along in either of those journeys or seeing how that works or how we even finish our sentences these days, please follow along and subscribe. Send us questions. Let us know what you want to hear about, what it's like to sell a house in Los Angeles, buy a house in Punta Cana, build a house in Dominican Republic, any and on all of the above. We want to share this journey with you all. And please, if you've ever built a home, let us know your tips because we are in the active stages of designing our future forever home.
Yeah, and actually later on, I'm going to be reading a message I got from one of our listeners. I'm not going to mention this person's name, but I think it's a really cool message for us to read and talk about it too. So, but yeah, it's a lot of changes coming up. I know we've been also talking to our developers. We're talking to our realtors, not only the ones that we have here, but also in Dominican Republic. So it's been a very busy time for us. Now also talking to the moving company that's going to be moving all our stuff from Los Angeles to Punta Cana. So it's a lot going on. So
yes,
this is the reason. This is one of the reasons why we couldn't release an episode on Wednesday, because that's when we always record, because we've just been slammed with a lot of stuff, plus work and other things. We had to move it for like a day late or something like that. But yeah,
absolutely.
good things. So.
Absolutely. Fantastic things. And we talked recently about what our moving arrangements are. So we're working with global relocations. We have a very extensive list of things that they've told us about how we can pack things up, what we can expect, how that process goes. But even more so because of what we do and this, as Danny described, rental to home plan that we have, we got to figure out how we put our things in boxes and in carts and containers and where they go and what we take into our rental and what we take on the plane. And we decided it would be a good idea to try to break it down and talk through it. If nothing else, just to get it out of our heads and somewhere in a recorded fashion for us to refer to later. Because there's so many moving parts, and even moving from one house to another house across town is complicated, but we have these in between phases that we have to plan for, with a flight in between and a car ride in between, which we haven't talked about yet. We can get into today. And then also, we're still working this whole time.
Yes, working. I'm recording. I'm actually going to be traveling next month, going to Germany. I'm attending this gaming conference. It's called Gamescom. So that's happening. Also, the month of September is going to be a very busy time in the gaming industry. There's so many games coming out at that time. So that's something that we also cover games. We preview games, right? Like, so it's a lot. It's a lot going on. But the good thing is we've been really good at scheduling our time, not only to focus on the moving stuff, but also work stuff, and also time for us to spend time with the family. That's something that is very important to us. But yeah, I think we're in a good path, really good path. Now, I'll mention this, and we're not gonna show it or anything like that. But one thing that I'm very excited is we've been talking to developers and checking out like the designs and how it's gonna look and everything. It's been a while we've been talking, but man, I'm super pumped. I'm very excited about that part. And I think in the future we should talk about that, like how that process has been, getting making the changes, because that's one thing that we did mention multiple times on our show. We wanted to work with a developer that is easy to work with, and also if there's something that we want, like customize the design and so on.
Mhm.
That's something that Grupo Joseda, shout out to them. Like, I really enjoyed working with them so far, with the communication and just telling them, like, giving them feedback and things. Because their number one goal is they want us to be happy and satisfied with the stuff that they worked on, right?
Yes, and we definitely are so far. So we'll get more into that journey soon.
Future.
If you missed the episode of us going through their showroom down in Punta Cana, please take a look at it. It is really, really cool, and they have a beautiful space and lots of really great examples of the type of quality of work that they do. But for today, let's break down how we actually categorize things for giveaway or sell, take to our rental in LA slash take to the rental for a little bit and then put on our shipping container slash take to our rental in LA and then fly internationally with it to take to our home in temporary home in DR, and then any other weird combination of stuff like leaving some stuff for sale, or offloading it before we even get out of here. Like, there's so many different paths that our things will take in the next couple of months. So let's break it down.
Yeah, let's break it down. So one of the things that I remember, Ree was really focused on, like, okay, what are the things that we're going to take? What are the things that we're going to take also to the rental? Like, that's something that we can't take everything, right, from the house, but I think a good portion of it. And here's the thing that I'm really excited about, Ree, about the next phase, the first phase of moving is, yes, we're taking stuff, but it's not a lot. Like, it could get really stressful. I think the most important thing is for us is things to take that's going to be perfect for us to work, right? Also, our child, she has her toys. We have to keep her busy, from now to the end of the year, right before that. And also just baby supplies. Like, there's things that we have to take to the rental. So that's something that I have to give you credit. You've been, categorizing, like, okay, what we're going to take, what it's not. And we've been going back and forth on that, right?
We have here's the fun thing. I actually have a chart because I'm extra, and I wanted to kind of go over it with everybody. So, Denny, let me go ahead and present here. I'm gonna share, and if you're listening on YouTube, sorry, if you're listening on audio podcast, please go check out the Danny and Riana Show YouTube channel. Once again, we would love to have everybody join us over there.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe. Actually,
Yeah.
give me one sec. Let me move this so it's easier to see
Yeah.
and zoom in. And we can maybe do this as a group project, some of this together
Yeah,
live on the
definitely.
podcast, because there's some things we haven't talked all the way through. But this kind of gives you an idea of how we're conceptualizing the path that our things take. So this is a list. It started off as us keeping track of what we were selling, like what kind of furniture we're going to put up for sale, but really it's evolved into tracking what pieces are with us at which stage of this multi-level move, right? So things as small as a bathroom scale, which is important because I'm pregnant, and so we're tracking my weight very closely. So that we want to make sure we keep while we're waiting for baby boy to arrive. But then we don't really need to have it on us. We could actually take that to our shipping container and have it sent to DR with all of our big stuff. And then we keep it there, of course. But we don't have to have it on the plane with us when we fly from here to there. There's other stuff that further down this list here that you can see, like this gray sponge couch that if you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of maybe see behind me sometimes. That's going to be where our toddler sleeps while we're in the rental. So obviously we need to keep it for the rental, but do we need to keep it forever? Maybe we ditch it or leave it with my parents or do something else, but it does not need to come to Dominican Republic with us. So we've kind of made this list and put check boxes for where we need things to be in order to make sure we don't miss anything, because there's so many little decisions, and it helps me for sure to write everything down. So if this kind of list helps anybody who's doing a really complicated move where you're going from several different homes or temporary situations, Highly recommend. This is just a Google spreadsheet with checkboxes that we've put together. But something we talked about recently, Danny, is that we have both a portable crib and we have a pack and play. Recently, we were talking through it, and that pack
Hmm.
and play has a lot of parts to it. And the portable crib, which was donated to us by a very great friends of ours, and we love them, and we're so grateful for them getting us set up with our first kid.
Hmm.
We can use that portable crib instead of a pack and play. It's much easier to travel with. It could even fly with us. So maybe we don't even need this extra pack and play, so we can throw it on the shipping container and get it out of our way, right?
Yeah, yeah, it'll be a lot easier to set up and also to travel with, so that makes a lot of sense. And actually, when I got to see it and carried it just as a test, I was like, yeah, I think this is the right one for us to take with us.
For sure. For sure. So, Danny, I don't know, like this is like kind of a random list of stuff I just threw up as we were thinking through everything. Is there anything that like you feel you want to talk about on this list, or things that we haven't talked about that we're going to keep for part of our move or keep long term, and like how we get it there that you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
I mean, we actually made a decision like maybe like a day or so ago, but it's not in this list, and it's our computers. I know that's something that we were like
Let
going
me put
back and
that here.
forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we take it to the renter? Should we to the rental? Should we take it with us only to DR? Like we were going back and forth. And recently, I just got a couple of laptops, and shout out to Asus for sending this multiple laptops for us to review and talk about it on the gaming podcast that we have, Gamer Type Radio. So I was like, hey, I could work and I could stream and I could do everything that I usually do here with my PC, but now on a smaller computer. So now it makes a lot more sense for us to pack both our PCs
Mm-hmm.
and also our monitors, and we'll pack it. And the movers are really good with that, and send it directly to DR. So we're not going to see our PCs until December,
Oof.
sometime in December. So I feel confident. I feel really good about it. We were going back and forth, but I think it makes the most sense because we have a lot of stuff that is going to be happening from now to the end of the year. Baby, Violet, getting ready for the next move. Like it's a lot. So I think the lighter of the stuff that we have, the better for us to travel, move, everything. So
Mm-hmm.
this list also helps a lot for us to make that decision too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So, and that was
For
just a day
sure.
ago. A day ago, we just talked about that because we weren't even sure. But the more I talk to Reed, the more I'm thinking about like it makes sense for us to leave it at the container and send it to DR.
Yeah, just trying to downsize again. Like we're moving to a bigger house, but we want to start fresh with newer stuff. And a lot of these things is just we just don't need to have with us immediately. Like maybe we want it in the future, but we can take a couple months off from our things and almost like let's take a break and evaluate how we
Of
feel about
course.
it and come back and figure out if we really need it. Something I wanted to ask you about, because we have a set of folding chairs and a fold up table, and we don't use them now,
We don't
but
need it.
would we use them in a rental? Do we want them in a
We don't
future
need it.
rental?
No, because there's places to sit over there too outside. So I'm like, we don't
Yeah.
really
All
need
right.
it. Yeah, I think with that, don't donate.
All
That's one
right.
thing too.
So
We've been
they'll get
donating a
knocked
lot of
off.
stuff. We've been selling stuff and also
Yeah.
donating. So it's been like that for like the past couple of days. And
For
there's more
sure.
to do. There's a lot more things to do. I know we have friends that are gonna pick up some stuff from here from the house. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's other stuff or we have a fold up mattress that maybe we need it, but we're not sure. We're gonna go ahead and maybe we keep it, maybe we don't. There's like metal step stools. I know this is really specific, guys, but truly, when you have a home and you've been there for a while, we've been here almost 5 years, it just gathers things. Like we have two nearly identical metal step stools. Why? I don't know. Are we ever going to need to like build scaffolding out of them? Absolutely not. Can we get ladders and step stools in the Dominican Republic? Of course we can. Do we need to keep these things? You know, like there's just so many things that we need to start thinking about. Like, do you really need to keep it? Yes, we want to be cost conscious and not dump everything we own and rebuy every single flashlight and hammer, but truly, like we need to pare down and
Yeah, yeah.
and simplify. And I know things like an air fryer, the one that we're very attached to,
I really like the
we
air
want to
fryer.
keep.
I am not letting that go.
We really want to keep, but other stuff like, you know, I don't know, the shoe cabinet.
Nah. Well,
Maybe we take it to the rental and then ditch it.
here's
Like, you know what I mean?
here's one thing that we just found it. So we packed boxes months ago because we've been doing open houses and everything like that. And one of the boxes that I have there is full of liquor, of like bottles that we've been
We
collecting.
gotta drop
We
that
can't.
off somewhere.
Yeah, we can't send it over there. So it's either drink it or give it to somebody that wants it, But
Hey,
yeah,
friends and family, you want to come over?
exactly,
Have a little
exactly.
party.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I know we have to do a couple things now. But anything else before I could read this letter that I got from a listener?
Yeah, just wanted to kind of go over really quickly our ideas about how we fly with the stuff that we're flying with.
Can you zoom in?
And
It's really hard to see.
yeah, I'll zoom in here. And we are planning to fly United. That's just who we have our points with and who we know we can get a decent flight with. I think we've mentioned this before. We plan to fly first class so that we have larger allowances for our checked luggage, both the number of bags or bins we can have and the weight. So for our flight period, right? Holiday 2026. So 2025. Holiday 2026. Would plan to have 2 or 3 checked luggages for each of us. So that's me, Danny, and our daughter. She's over 2 years old, so she needs her own ticket. Our baby will be in my arms the whole time. And so that means 6 checked things, and each of them can be, let's see, the total length, width, and height up to 62 inches and up to 50 pounds. So that's quite a bit. That's like we could do quite a bit. Let me do some math here. What's 50 pounds? And we plan to do 6. So that's about 300 pounds of stuff that we can take with us checked. We can also have our carry-ons, which we're used to traveling with just our carry-ons, and a backpack for each of us. So that's 3 more carry-ons, 3 backpacks, plus a baby bag. Plus we will also be gate checking a car seat and a stroller.
And stroller. Yep.
So we have a lot of stuff that we'll be flying with. And we knew that we needed to make sure, it was all, within the restrictions, which it is. You can see the policy for United here on the screen. But also, what are we putting in these, bins or luggages? So quick list of stuff that we're going to have on us. So this is stuff that will be in the rental. We're not ditching it, selling it, or putting it somewhere else. It's going to go with us on the airplane, and then in a car service, maybe 2 cars, and then to our rental in DR, and will be with us at all times. So this is hair stuff for me and the baby. Me and her daughter. Obviously, Danny doesn't need as much hair stuff. He has some hair, but not as much as we do. First aid, which, you just always need that around, especially with a toddler. Obviously, clothes, baby items. A step stool, because the step stool is also Violet's chair for whenever we go somewhere, and also how she gets up to wash her hands, brush her teeth, do everything in our daily routine. She's very attached to the step stool, so it helps us to just make sure everything feels at least a little bit more consistent for her, because it's a lot of change for a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old. So we want to at least keep that step stool around. Plus, it's easy to toss in a bin and then pack other stuff in around it. We have toys, shoes, the car seats, like I mentioned, our laptops, which Danny said, that's how we're going to be getting our work done. That also includes cameras, lights, and mics. Our handhelds, this is how we're going to be playing our games and still reviewing content while we are in this transitional phase. We are going to try to cram that big ass PS5 into one of these bags as well. And then other small stuff, the travel crib, well, not as small, but the travel crib, as I mentioned before, a couple of books, stuffies, and then our toiletries. And that's sort of what we're taking with us to make sure that, 2-3 week period between handing all of our stuff off to the shipping container for the final bits that get added and going over there on the plane and then being there for maybe a few days or a week before our stuff arrives. That's what'll get us through.
Yeah, this is
And there
good.
may be some stuff we missed, but that's pretty much what we were thinking.
Yeah, and we have the option if we, let's say, buy anything from now to December, we can also take it in November, take it to the shipping company before they ship everything to Dominican Republic. So we can add stuff in there too if we really want to. We have that option. So all right.
Absolutely.
So I
But
have
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to close that out. We are doing our best to think of everything ahead of time. But again, if anybody has ever been through these types of moves, suggestions, things we're missing, common things that we should keep thinking about that we haven't already mentioned, let us know. Like we said, many, many parts to this process, and we're doing our best, folks. It's a lot,
Yes.
but we can do hard things, and we're really excited to get this done.
All right. So we have here a private message I got from one of our listeners. Shout out to the listener. I'm not going to mention this person's name. Read it. Hey, this person listens to the show all the time. All right. Hey, Danny, how are you? I just want to say I wish you the best of luck on your move. I also wanted to say thank you because your moving is solidified my decision. I moved to Indonesia a few years ago because the prices in America is just too much, and buying a home is pretty much out of reach for people my age. I didn't see things getting better in the US. Many people I know in my age group from 27 to 40 are all in agreement that US is not the American dream that our parents thought it was when they first came here. I'm able to raise my daughter, but her and my wife, buy her and my
Hi, her.
wife, yeah, buy her and my wife nice things, have a nice house and groceries, utilities, and I still have money to save and spend. I was miserable living in the US because it seemed like my entire paycheck was going to all the things and I was never able to save money at all. Listen to Gamer Tag Radio and the Danny Riana show as much as I can, and I try to support you guys as much as I can. So thank you so
Amazing.
much. Thank you so much. And yeah, I agree. Like a lot of people, feel the same way. We love our country. We love over here the States, right? But I think that there's other opportunities in other places. And look, for those who are listening, it doesn't have to be Dominican Republic. For us, makes sense. That's our goal. Dominican Republic makes the most sense for us. But like him or her, that the listener is a totally different country, right? So yeah, just that. Like I think it's cool to see that people having these type of conversations, and a lot of them are thinking about making a move like this, in the future. So really cool. Or they
Absolutely.
made the move. So
Absolutely. And we would love to hear from more folks out there who have already done it, like we've
please,
connected with, this listener. Thank you for so much for reaching out and telling your story. Shout out again to Troppy Mom, who just made their family journey down to Punta Cana from Texas. And anybody else out there who's done it too, please sound off. Let us know that we're not out of our minds, because truly not being able to save for our family's future was really like the biggest wake up call and why we need to make these changes. And that matters more than anything else, right? Our safety and our future. So yeah, I would love to hear more people who feel like they figured it out, because it is very encouraging to see that we're not alone in this journey.
agreed. And I can't wait to hear from other people that are listening. They already made the move. They haven't mentioned it at all, there's probably people out there that are thinking about it. So please send us your thoughts or questions. If you have questions about moving and everything, please hit us up.
Absolutely. This is a group project. It's an open book test. We can all share answers. And there's no right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. So please, we love comparing notes with other people's journeys.
Definitely. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for listening or watching the Danny Ariana show. Until next time, we're out. Bye.